Good afternoon, Salombi here. We are going to talk about 11 facts of the Murdaugh murder trial. Richard Alex Murdaugh, State of South Carolina versus Richard Murdaugh. Now, in concerning the murder, wife Maggie Murdaugh and their 22-year-old son Paul Murdaugh. Trial began on January 25th, 2023. They begin with open statements, the prosecution and the defense closing arguments. March 1st ended 2nd. It ended March 2nd. Jury reached a guilty verdict. Sentenced to life in prison. October 2021, South Carolina Law Enforcement Division regarded Richard Murdaugh as a person of interest since the start of the homicide. The investigation had been criticized because police failed to collect DNA evidence. So Richard is a part of a locally prominent Murdaugh family. He called police and told them that he found the bodies of his wife and son with gunshot wounds outside of the dog kennel. Alex reported he was with his terminally ill father and mother who has dementia at the time of the murder. The crime scene was spoiled due to rainfall. Police allowed family members to walk through the scene of the crime. July 2022, Alex was indicted by a grand jury on 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of commission of a violent crime in the deaths of his wife and son. The indictment stated that Alex shot his wife with a rifle and his son with a handgun. Cell phone footage put Richard at the scene of the crime when his wife and son were shot. Prosecutors suggest Alex was motivated by a desire to garner sympathy in the wake of financial issues that are going public, and he pled not guilty. Prosecutors seek life in prison. Number 7, Alex was represented by Dick Harpootlian and Jim Griffin. Case was overseen by nephew of late civil rights leader I. DeQuincy Newman. Defense argued that the prosecution should not be able to bring in Alex's financial crimes. Judge overruled, and he decided to postpone to make that decision. They made the decision to call 2 of Richard's friends to testify about his financial crimes. The judge ruled that Alex's financial crimes were admissible, and the jury could consider this a motive in the crime. So after that hearing, when they got back to it, there was a bomb threat. So they had to reconvene later on that day. 2 jurors was dismissed because of COVID-19. Another juror was dismissed because of inappropriate conduct. First responders were then called to the stand to be examined. Uh, the prosecution compelled the judge to compel a representative of Snapchat to testify about a video posted by Paul Murdaugh minutes before his death. And the video, you can hear a voice in the background saying, "I did him so wrong." And that voice is supposed to be Richard Murdaugh. And the prosecution and the defense got into a big fallout about that because they saying that it could have been confused with they and not I, and it went back and forth. Okay, so 10, a expert witness was called about the data analysis on Maggie's phone. Paul's friend and families testified about Paul before his death. A witness said he heard Richard's voice or Paul's voice taken by a video minutes before Paul's death. In 11, defense argued pathologists could not determine entry or exit wound points on the body. A blood pathologist analysis said his findings was consistent with two shooters. The verdict was direct evidence, overwhelming. So this is how they came up with the guilty verdict. So also, Richard Murdaugh also admit that he was addicted to opiates. And there's also a story talking about that Paul and Maggie called Richard to confront him about some pills they had found, and I guess it turned really crazy after that. So this was pill popping lawyer who was a part of a big prominent family. And there's another documentary that I have to do and put together for the next couple of days about the prominent family. This is a family that has been doing some shady stuff. So tell me what you think about this murder. The jury pretty much had direct evidence from the Snapchat video. They heard his voice on the video. So that's pretty much what sealed the deal and nailed him, in the coffin. So tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, Salombi. Have a great day.